Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video. This is just a short little segment at the start of this exciting adventure because I wanted to show you this incredible scene. A few weeks ago I stood here during a storm at the bottom of these steps and I spoke about how the river can get high and ferocious, and like right now I'm at the Pirners Brig area here in Scotland and I can't even believe what I'm seeing after the storm. The river's been right up. And look, the stairs and even the metal railing is completely gone. So I'm just going down to document this, folks, at the start of this video here, because I have actually got a cool adventure in store for us on this video. But look at this. I was standing there in the storm and look at this now. The landscape's changed so much here, folks. There's actually flood defences which used to lead right along here, and this used to be the edge of the land, and then Pirners Brig used to just be around the corner. But look at it now, the land is just completely gone, and look, the top of the stairs is just a sheer cliff, literally like 20-foot drop, maybe not quite 20 foot, 15-foot drop. So anybody in this area, they need to be careful. I can't believe what I'm seeing, and that's how I thought I have to put the camera on. I was going to just come down here and see if there was any damage, and when I saw this I had to run back to the car and get the camera. I never thought that if there was damage it would be this catastrophic. All the years that I've lived around this area and explored, you used to be able to just walk around the thin area here. I can't even believe the scenes. Even some of the massive sandstone has just moved in this area here. Wow, this place has just changed dramatically, folks. I'm going to take a wee look along here and see if I can see Pirners Brig. Yeah, Pirners Brig is totally gone. So there you go, there's a bit of news on the channel, folks. Pirners Brig is no longer even there. Wow, I can't even believe what I'm seeing. Recently on the video I came to this spot, I was literally just over there, but it's been a wee while since I crossed Pirners Brig. It has been wiped out in previous storms and then rebuilt, and it has been damaged in other storms as well, but this is the first time I've ever seen it completely gone. And like, this landscape is just crazy. You can see how the sandstone bedrock here is obviously underneath the soft ground, and all the soft ground's been kind of like washed away from the river. This will just constantly be eroding and falling down now. And look how the railing is just down at the bottom of this now. Yeah, there's actually pieces of pottery and stuff in there, and I actually theorised this used to be a public dump, like a tip at the top of here, and that makes sense as to why there's so much old pottery and stuff within the ground. Yeah, so that is incredible to see that, folks. History like that just hidden. I could spend hours at a place like this, but literally the sun's setting, so I better head on out of this. But it's been cool at the start. I'm waiting here, there's a whole adventure, so stay tuned. This was just a wee starting nugget to the video to document how much the land can change. I often speak about it in the video. Look how this sandstone's been deposited. Last time I ran up those stairs in the rain, the river was just the height of the stairs. And just think the height the river's been. Another detail of the history on this, before we go to the next segment in this video, Pirners Brig is totally gone. Wiped out completely, and you saw it here first on the video, folks. Mad. Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video, where you once again join me in this incredible wild Scottish landscape. And today I've come to a special little area up Glen-esque that I was actually here probably in the summer or just before the summer with the channel DJ, and we went to an old like abandoned farm and stuff. But I just thought I would come and check and see if this little bridge here had been wiped out by the recent storms, and I'm just blown away by what I can see in this area. The river's been so high, it's been up to the height of these bales at the roadside, and you can see the grass and stuff stuck in the trees, and the devastation around here is just insane. Look at this, folks, the road has been completely lifted from the water here. areas like this in Scotland, the water's been going underneath the tar and then lifting it. And I can see the fence and stuff at the far side's been wiped right out. And so is this tree. And that shows the ferociousness of the recent storms here in Scotland. Look at this, you can see how the grass is all bent over there from the flow of the water. And just check out this ancient bridge. This is what I've come to see, and it's so cool to see that it's still standing here on the land. I often love wee short videos like this. It's almost like a little postcard from Scotland. It's like an idyllic scene with the old bridge and then this wild landscape and river. And it is insane just to think how wild it can actually get at times. When these rivers are like 2 or 3 meters higher than normal, this whole area here must have just been incredible to see. Check out, before we go down to the bridge's edge there folks, we'll check out over, I'm wanting to have a look here where it's completely wiped the fence out. Look at it, it's just obliterated. There is this little cundy under the road here, but it's just not been fit to cope with the flow of water at that point in the extreme storm. This is just mad folks, check this out. Wow. It shows the water has been flowing here. Maybe has it been coming out somewhere underneath here? This is absolutely insane folks. This has all been solidly built at the other side of that pipe under the road. But it just goes to show what is like under the ground. The force of the water in a place like this. Yeah, the river's been actually, I see what it is now. The flow of the water's been coming over here and then digging in and swirling round and just digging it out. Water flow is just an incredible thing. And look, you can see how the tar's just put on top of the like wild land here. At least the main kind of part of the road there's safe, but like you can see how the tar there's just like hanging on in. And then look how even the foundation of the tree here has been annihilated. The force of that to blast the tree over and then to break all the branches. You can see the old root structure of the tree. Wow, this is one of the most insanely like affected areas from the storm that I've seen. A lot of this is just like mad bedrock seams under here. Almost looks like a bit of a grey sandstone type material. I think I'd probably be best just going around this way to see the bridge folks. Let's keep this adventure going. It's mad like how this can just occur within like a couple of days. The landscape can just change so much, and it's special to see. This whole area is less affected because I think this piece of land's obviously been breaking the flow of the water. Yeah, this is so cool. That's the reason this pipe's put in at the higher level, but it just goes to show if the water's at that higher level, there's so much more of it, like the quantity, they would really actually need maybe like 5 or 6 of these pipes in a line. Look, the fence is just right down here and bits of stuff over there. I'm sure that's one of these like metal things that normally has the stones in it. You can see that they've even been getting carried away there with the flow of the water. The stones have just fully like been ripped out of them, and there's just no earth here underfoot. It's just the raw stone of the hill. So it's just crazy. I'm sure the last time I came here, this was all like grassy land here, well grazed. Look at this old bridge, the way it's built onto the bedrock, folks. I just love scenes like this on a video. The old history just built into this madness of the wild land. The way they've constructed it here, the shape of it. Look at this, folks, this is built right onto the bedrock here. And it's just a mad little waterfall bridge. I'm sure the farm along there is called Dalbrack farm. And the last time me and the channel DJ actually walked quite far along and documented quite an interesting old like abandoned farm building that still had some of the old mill equipment. I think it was like a fanner machine. So stuff like that's interesting. And like when I was driving up Glen, like this is honestly like the third attempt I've even had at visiting somewhere. The first place, there was a farmer in the field, and then I was thinking about a second adventure up this Glen, and there was honestly like 20 Land Rovers and all the shooters, so I couldn't even go to that location. And then I came further up and just remembered this, and I can't believe what I've seen since I got here. Often it's like that in Scotland. Each time you go somewhere, it's just so different. Different times of the year. It looks like you're in like a completely different location often. I think the bridge here has been made wider at one time. Probably as the farm machinery and stuff got bigger up the road here, they had to make the bridge a little bit wider. But credit to it, it's standing here strong, and like I'm happy to see it. It must be a nightmare for like the local farmer. If this bridge was to get wiped out, he would probably have like an extra 3-mile drive or whatever, or maybe even more, to get back out of this area. Here we are underneath this incredible historical wonder. There's a wee plaque up here that I'm actually going to read, because I'm sure it tells of how an older bridge here was wiped out. Yeah, look, here we go, folks. Dalbrack Bridge, rebuilt in 1953 by the 16th Earl of Dalhousie, builder Alexander Adamson of Lawrencekirk. So there you go, it shows that the technique they've used, it may have actually been always originally like this. I was thinking it had been made wider, but it's called the Dalbrack Bridge. And look, you can see how the water's been right up at this height. There's grass stuck up in the trees, way above my head height. Yeah, this old bridge has stood up so much better to the storms than some of the newer bridges that I've seen around the land. I'm going to try and get down here at a lower angle of the bridge. Wow. See, at this time of year, folks, the rocks is super slippy with the mossy green kind of stuff on them there. When they're wet, you can just slip all over the place. These rivers are also ferocious and dangerous. The undercurrents would just sweep you away. Wow, what a scene, folks. It's so cool to share these adventures of these wild locations with people all over the world. If maybe there's another storm in the future and this gets wiped out, videos like this can often keep the history alive and show how it was at an ancient time, or at a certain time in its life. Yeah, when I first turned up here, I thought this was like a proper ancient bridge, but right enough, built in the 50s. But the construction work's so special to see. It fits the land so well, and it almost gives a fairy tale look to the whole scene. Anyway, I'm going to take a couple of photographs here, folks. We've made it under the centre section of the bridge now. Yeah, this is just beautiful, folks. The landscape here with the autumn colours here. And then the rawness of the nature with these wild rocks and the rumble of this waterfall at this other side. It is quite ferocious today, but you can just imagine how extreme it must have been a few weeks ago. Check it out, folks. In a landscape like this, one footstep in the wrong place and you proper fall down. And these rocks are not the best thing to be landing on. Yeah, look at this, folks. Whoa! I nearly slipped that time. Look at this. You can almost see the sun. In these more winter months here, the sun's often just quite low in the sky. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon just now, and like, that's basically what we're dealing with. It's freezing cold conditions. 7 degrees Celsius today, the car was saying. So obviously not proper freezing, but it's cold in the air. The air's got a real nip to it. Check this out here, wow. Sometimes when I'm in a place like this, I just turn around or look around and I'm just blown away by what I see. It's like the craziest of scenes. That right there, folks, is a scene of peace and tranquility. But it is interesting because it's also a place where it can be a scene of ferocious, extreme weather and danger. Look at this, there's evidence the sheep have been running about here. Or maybe some other wild animal kicking about in these lands. Like, this almost looks like a granite seam or whatever leading out this way, but I'm really not too sure. It's a different colour to the rocks all around here, this bit. So I was just walking back through here to take a couple of photos and a couple of time lapses, and I noticed a cool geological wonder here underfoot. Not only do we have the red stone here and the grey stone, there's also incredible quartz seams here with like flint. It's like flint with a high level of quartz right there. Look how thick that is. It's a massive seam which at one time must have gone right over the top of this rock. Look at that there. It's just mad to see that thick layer, and I'm glad I noticed that. I was just thinking, before we finish this adventure, I wanted to go over and jump the fence at the other side. I've never actually walked at the river's edge at the far side there, so let's go and have a look. So it is impressive this bridge survived the storm, considering the foundations are narrower than the top area here. It must be built hefty and strong. Yeah, this could be an interesting little bit to explore down here. I was curious just to see what's over here. It's a fair like rumble for the river. The noise of the water dropping over the waterfall at the far side, it's got a crazy mad noise. I can see the water's been flowing right over this side as well recently. No way, this is so cool, folks. Check this out. It's a whole new angle of the history. And I just love exploring places like this. It's like a mad scene. And it's a cool adventure. I'm starting to find my grip level here on the stones. I wasn't actually trusting the grip too much when I first turned up here, but I'm getting more used to it. And look at this at the opposite side here of the water. It shows the stone here is far more ancient than the water itself flowing over the land. And look at this, the quartz seam continues here at this side of the river. But an interesting detail with the quartz seam at this side, look how far like more eroded it is. At the same height in the land, even the rock. So it shows it's likely to have been, the river's flowed over this side a lot more at an ancient time. It actually looks like the river's been deeper slightly. Look at that, this is all just eroded from the river. The farmer's obviously put this here because he's sick of his sheep or whatever going over into the dangerous area there. Check that out, folks, for a scene of wild Scotland mixed with a wee bit of history from this old bridge. Yeah, this has been so cool. I've been taking some photos and some time lapses along the way on this adventure, and if you want to see that, stick around at the end of the video, folks. It's going to be interesting. Look at this. It's maybe been an ancient gate similar to that one at the far side, just to stop animals going from one side to the other. Yeah, the flow of the water and the speed of it in this narrow channel is unreal. I was thinking, like, in the summer it could be a cool area over there to actually have a swim, because it's a lot shallower and a lot safer over there. Yeah, check this out, folks. Where are we going? Wait, let's go underneath the bridge at this side. This is unreal. Wow. What a crazy angle of history this is. This is one of these places, folks. Everywhere I look, it's just an incredible scene, which could almost be a painting. You could have that as a painting on your house wall right there. It's just an absolute paradise. I say it often, well, quite often on my videos, it's a paradise landscape, and this is another one of them. Look at this, I noticed. Look at, it's a big chunk of quartz right there. I don't know how well you can see it. I reckon if you were to smelt some of that rock right there, that's a total mad seam right there. Look at that. Don't know how well it comes out in the the camera light there, well, it's just like reflected. It's almost like a diamond looking structure to it. Check this out though. Let's head up this slippery rock. Yeah, that's just been mad, folks. I've gotten some cool pictures as well. Even the bridge from this angle here, it's one that I hadn't seen before. And it's amazing to see the sunlight now and again shining through these autumn leaves. Right folks, let's head on out of this incredible madness. This mad historical wonder here on the land. It's been special to see, cool to document, and I just love adventures into places like that. It's like hardly seen, hardly documented, and to see the damage the storm has caused in this land, it's just of biblical proportions. Even at this side, it's been freshly washed away. Most likely the boys been doing to put that fence on since the storm, so we probably had an old one that's been washed away. And look at the waterfall. It's crazy because the whole river at that stage just gets forced through this narrow little area, and then it loses all its force by the time it gets down at that bit there. But the whole way down Glen-esque, this river here drops and drops some mad like heights. So yeah, it's got a lot of power, and that's obviously like the reason it can wipe this out overnight. The crazy thing, you can see where I'm parked there, and all this tar's been lifted, and I can actually see it's been deposited over at this side. The water may have even been flowing underneath the road at this section. Oh, and I think it's just been the flow of water. There's a lot of tar there. I'm reckoning that must be the tar from this area, kind of the other side. Because if that isn't the tar there, like, where has all this tar gone? It's all been washed away. Look at this, folks. There's also like these little picnic benches here and memorial benches, which is quite cool. But look, you can see how the grass and the sticks and twigs and stuff's all stuck in all these benches. It's cool to see that they're still here though, at least. They've not been washed away. Yeah, and that river, I can see it, it just gets higher and higher. The further you see it up the Glen, it's at a higher height. And that's how in a storm, the force of that water is just incredible. Right folks, it's super freezing cold, so I'm going to end this video here. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back soon with the next adventure, wherever I end up going.